Hello everyone, my name is Diade Kubi from All Women Ministry. Welcome to another episode of Soar Through Scriptures. Today we are looking into the scriptures to find answers on how we can soar in our relationships. This episode is quite relevant as we are in the month of February, the month of love and family, and today happens to be Valentine's Day. So today, how can we soar in our relationships? Relationship in marriage, in families, in the community, at work, etc. In any relationship. How can your marital relationship thrive and not just survive? How can your business relationship take off and not be grounded? How can your relationship with your siblings, your children, your parents, or family members fly high under pressure? How can your relationship with colleagues and the community gain altitude and increase? Follow me into Genesis chapter 11 from verse 1 to 9. I'm reading the NIV version. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth." But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, so they will not understand each other." So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it is called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. Listen, for any relationship to soar, there is one major ingredient that is needed, and that is unity. Without unity, no relationship will sail, will fly, or soar. Bible says it's in unity that God commands and pours out blessings. A united effort, being on the same page, sharing the same vision, and aiming in the same direction will always bring forth fruits, blessings, and success. Being together, having one language and common speech will fortify any relationship from danger. Winston S. Churchill said, "When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot hurt you." Unity is being together or at one with someone or something. It is the opposite of being divided. It is to be in agreement in your business, to have consensus at work, to be in harmony in marriage, to be in solidarity as a nation, to have unanimity at home. Marriages are broken, businesses fail, careers end, families break down, nations are destroyed because there is no unity or togetherness. The verse says, "If as one people speaking the same language, they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them." Why? Because of the power and strength that flows from a united and kindred spirit. If you want to soar in your relationships, check to see if you are on the same page, the same team, going in the same direction, or thinking and planning the same. If you are not on the same page as the person you are working with, living with, married to, then nothing you do with them will succeed. As a family, we were very intentional in building unity into our children and making sure no matter what happens outside in the world, that nothing comes between them. As siblings, they must never be divided, never turn on each other, and always have each other's for support. Our children are all grown up now, in their 20s, living their own lives around the world. But one thing is certain amongst our children: they are united and together with each other. I want you to think about this. If there's no unity, you are in that relationship alone and single. So here's my question for you. How can you build or rebuild unity in your relationships so that it can soar? The answer is very simple. It requires consistent, truthful, honest, and open communications and quality time invested into that relationship. I truly pray that God will give you the wisdom to do the right thing, the right way, and at the right time. Remember, if there's no unity, you are in that relationship alone and single. This is Dee Adekubi from All Woman Ministry. For other podcast content and materials, go to our website at allwoman.ca or find us on all the major social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Until next week, remember what Colossians chapter 2 verse 10 says about you. You are complete in Christ Jesus, who is head over all principalities and powers. God bless you.